Hey, what's up guys? Dustin Williams here, and in this video, I want to share with you how you can get overall better sleep quality and fall asleep faster and do it all naturally. I know we all have that one friend who it seems like 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and they're out. They can fall asleep super fast, and then you sit back and you wonder, why can't that be me? You may lay awake at night, kind of waiting to pass out, and it's like you just can't seem to get where you want to be. Or maybe once you fall asleep, you find that you can't stay asleep. You keep waking up and tossing and turning throughout the night. And there are reasons for this. And in today's video, I want to discuss why that might be and what you can do about it. I want to discuss with you six things that you can focus on that can help improve your sleep quality and help you fall asleep faster and really just get that deeper sleep that we also desperately need. And these solutions are really going to help ensure that you are not just fixing your sleep temporarily, but that we are fixing it over the long term, which is what really matters the most. Step number one, the first thing that I want you to start focusing on, if you have not already heard about this, is blue light. So what is blue light? It is a specific type of light that whenever it comes into our eyes and goes into our brain, that it helps to activate the brain and helps the brain be aware that it is daytime. It's good that we get this type of light during the day and in the right dosage, but sometimes we get too much of it, or sometimes we get too much of it at night. So what we need to be able to focus on is trying to lower the level of blue light that we get at night. Where does this come from? The biggest thing is looking at a screen, a TV screen, a phone, an iPad, whatever it is, a laptop, computer, any of the above. Doing and looking at these things at night emit a lot of blue light. So there's a couple of different things that you can potentially do to help with this. The first one is just limit your screen time as it gets later in the evening. If you know that you're an hour or two before bed, limit your screen time. The other thing that you can do is that there are apps on phones, things that you can put on your computer that help lower the level of blue light. The iPhone specifically has one that comes with it that you can just go in there and adjust it. So mine specifically at about 6 o'clock takes the blue light low as it can going forward. So that way if I continue to look at it, I'm not getting as much blue light if I am looking at my phone. The other thing that you can do is you can get out and get some blue blocking glasses. They're actual glasses that you wear at night. You can wear them as you're kind of going around the house an hour or two before bed to help to ensure that that blue light is not getting through to your eyes, telling your brain that it is still daytime. Number two, the second thing that you want to pay attention to is your magnesium intake. Are you getting enough magnesium from your diet? Magnesium is a very important mineral. This mineral specifically helps calm down the brain. It also helps calm down and relax your muscles. It's also involved in the process of creating melatonin. All of these things very, very important to be able to fall asleep and stay asleep. So one of the first things that you need to do is you need to check and see from the foods that you're eating, are you getting enough? Now there is an easy way to do that. You can track your food and it'll tell you exactly how many vitamins and minerals you're getting. I'll put a link below in the description where you can click to go to a video that'll walk you through exactly how to do that using an app called Cronometer. If you don't already know how to do so, you can click on the link and it'll explain it all. But you need to find out, are you getting enough magnesium from your diet? About 75% of Americans are not getting enough magnesium from their diet, so this can potentially be a big problem. You can always supplement with magnesium, but not all forms of magnesium are created equal. So I'll give you a link below in the description that will take you to my recommended supplement for magnesium that you take if you want to try to start supplementing with it. All right, the third thing that you want to be able to focus on and pay attention to is salt. And it's not, are you getting too much? It's, are you getting enough? Now, too much salt can definitely be a bad thing, as it goes with anything. Getting too much of anything can be bad, but getting too little salt can be equally as bad as getting too much. And unfortunately, as people are focusing on trying to eat healthier and cutting out processed foods and eating more whole natural foods, they end up not getting enough sodium. And sodium plays a lot of different roles, but it definitely can affect your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep. The first way that it can do this is if you don't have enough salt, it raises your adrenaline. Adrenaline is not something that you want to be raised at night while you are trying to sleep, as it will most likely wake you up throughout the night. The other thing is that salt directly plays into magnesium that we just talked about a second ago. If you don't have enough salt, if you don't have enough sodium, then you are potentially wasting some of the magnesium. You may not be able to utilize the magnesium that you have as well. Maybe you're not magnesium deficient, maybe you just don't have enough salt to use the magnesium that you have. So these are two things that kind of play together. If you're going to try the magnesium, you also want to make sure that you have enough salt, because the magnesium might not be as efficient if you're supplementing or getting more from your diet if you don't have enough salt in your diet. So just make sure that you are getting enough salt, and if you are limiting it or watching it based on doctor directions or anything, just make sure that you are not limiting it too much. At least at bare minimum, make sure that you are getting the recommended daily allowance, the minimums that are required for your salt intake. All right, number 4 is vitamin A. Vitamin A is very important to help in the process of sleep. So whenever these lights, these blue lights specifically, when it goes into our eyes, that information is transferred to our brain, and it tells our brain that it is daytime. Vitamin A plays a big role in this. If you do not have enough vitamin A in your diet, it can mess with your circadian rhythms. It's possible that your brain is slightly confused on the difference between daytime and nighttime if you don't have enough vitamin A. One easy way to kind of find this out is typically if it's dark outside, you should start to become a little sleepy. And if you find that every time that it's dark outside, you're never sleepy at night, that could be potentially pointing to a vitamin A deficiency because your brain isn't aware that it's actually dark outside. So make sure that you are getting enough vitamin A from your diet. Vitamin A specifically from retinol. This is mostly going to come from meats and animal sources. You can also get vitamin A from plant sources as what's called beta carotene, but beta carotene has to be converted in the body into retinol, and there's no guarantee that everybody is going to convert that at the same level. So you want to try to make sure you are getting some kind of sources of meat vitamin A, and if you're not, you may want to consider supplementing with vitamin A as well. I'll put a link in the description below to my recommendation for a vitamin A supplement. Number 5, vitamin D. All right, everybody has heard about vitamin D. It's definitely probably the most talked about one out there right now. Most of the world is deficient in vitamin D, especially outside of summertime. In the fall and the winter, we tend to be even more deficient in vitamin D. There was a specific study that was done on around 3,000 men in vitamin D deficiency. They were essentially measuring a couple different things. They were measuring the quality of sleep and the total sleep time. What they found is that low levels of vitamin D were related with lower quality sleep, and also they found that it was related with on average less than 5 hours of sleep per night. So what do you need to do? Supplementing with vitamin D does work, but your best source of vitamin D is the sun. It gets to our skin will convert that into vitamin D to be used. So make sure that you are at least getting some sun. I understand that we don't want to get too much sun, we definitely don't want to get burned, anything along those lines, but you do want to make sure that we are getting some sunlight so that we can convert that and get it used as vitamin D. Of course, eating vitamin D rich foods in your diet, and also on top of it, you can supplement with a good quality vitamin D supplement as well, which I'll put a link below in the description to show you what I would recommend. And the last one, number 6, is you need to make sure that you eat enough food. If you are someone that is a chronic dieter, if you are constantly on a diet, you're constantly trying to eat low calorie all the time, or if you've been on a low calorie diet for a really long time, this can 100% affect your sleep. One of the reasons being, if you are constantly dieting, it's really hard to get all of the vitamins and minerals that you need, the ones that I talked about, plus some of the other ones that are all gonna have an impact on your sleep. Also, whenever you are under your caloric intake needs consistently, adrenaline is gonna typically be high, cortisol levels are gonna typically be high, and these things, these specific hormones are definitely gonna play into your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep. They're gonna have a huge impact on both of them. You have to remember that the brain and the body, the only thing it cares about is survival. It doesn't care about if you look good or if you have six-pack abs or if you're in a great mood. It cares if you survive or not. And if you are constantly underfeeding yourself, it's going to keep you awake so that you can go find food. So if you're constantly under eating, constantly dieting, it's gonna have an impact on your sleep. So it's very important that if you are trying to reach a goal and you're staying under your calorie limits, that you take a break from dieting every once in a while to boost your calorie intake a little bit, to make sure that you're getting plenty of vitamins and minerals. So there you have it, 6 things for you guys to start focusing on, paying attention to, implementing, so that you can start falling asleep faster and staying asleep, getting better quality sleep, and fixing it for the long term, not just the short term. Let me know if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment. And if you try any of these methods, give me some feedback. I love feedback. Let me know if you've tried some of these things and if you've seen results from them, or if you didn't see anything. Any feedback is much appreciated. And of course, as always, if you liked this video, please give it a like, hit a thumbs up, smash the like button. I really appreciate it. It helps me out quite a bit. And I will see you guys in the next video.